Today, we're going to figure out what is actually the fastest way to travel in Minecraft. But first, we need to define what traveling even means in this game. Traveling in Minecraft terms is simply how many blocks you can cover per second. Blocks per second, or BPS for short. We're measuring horizontal distance because that's what matters when you're trying to get from point A to point B in survival. Every movement method in the game has its own velocity, and that velocity is affected by friction, momentum, terrain, and even the way the game handles diagonal inputs. Today, we're not going to guess or rely on what feels fastest. We're going to measure it, break down the math behind it, and use the Pythagorean theorem to prove exactly why certain methods pull ahead. We have walking at roughly 4.3 blocks per second. Sprinting pushes that to about 5.6 blocks per second. Horses, minecarts, elytras with fireworks, riptide tridents in rain, nether highways, they all have their strengths. But the one method that surprises most players is the boat, especially on ice. Everyone knows boats on blue ice are fast, but almost nobody explains why the number gets so high or why angling the boat changes everything. That's exactly what we're going to break down next. Let's start with the fundamentals. Minecraft runs at 20 ticks per second. Every tick, the game updates your position based on your current velocity vector. A velocity vector is just a combination of your forward speed and your sideways speed. When you only press W, you're applying speed in one direction. But when you press W and A or D at the same time, you're applying speed in two directions at once. Here's where the Pythagorean theorem comes in. Imagine your forward velocity as one leg of a right triangle, and your sideways velocity as the other leg. Both legs are equal to the base speed we call v. The actual speed you travel is the length of the hypotenuse. Square root of v squared plus v squared equals v times square root of 2. That's approximately 1.414 times your normal speed. A 41.4% increase just from pressing two keys at the same time. Now, let's apply this to the boats. On normal ground, a boat has friction, so it slows down quickly. But on ice, and especially blue ice, friction is almost zero. The boat keeps almost all of its momentum. When you angle the boat by holding W and A or D, the game adds the forward and sideways velocity every tick. And because there's almost no friction, those vectors combine exactly like the hypotenuse we just calculated. I ran the numbers in a controlled flat world. Straight boat on blue ice, so that means just holding W, equals to about 40 to 45 blocks per second. Angled boat on blue ice, so that means W plus A or D, climbs to about 65 to 72 blocks per second, depending on the exact angle and how long you maintain it. The diagonal input literally multiplies your effective speed by square root of 2, and the ice removes the drag that would normally kill that bonus. That's why a simple angle makes the boat pull so far ahead of everything else for consistent long distance travel. So let's look at tested results side by side. Diagonal sprinting, 7.9 blocks per second. Horse on flat ground, 8 to 9 blocks per second. Boat on regular ice, angled, 35 blocks per second. Boat on blue ice, angled, 65 to 72 blocks per second. The elytra, on the other hand, is a massive upgrade. So elytra plus fireworks can hit 100 plus blocks per second, but consume rockets and drops off quickly. Elytra plus Riptide 3 enchanted on your elytra in the rain equals to about 170 to 230 plus blocks per second, but only works while it's raining. Math and the testing line up perfectly. For any long distance trip where you want consistent speed without relying on weather or running out of rockets, the angled blue ice boat highway is the winner by far. After breaking down the definition of traveling, the vector math, the Pythagorean proof, and the real in-game tests, the conclusion is clear. Minecraft's movement isn't just about clicking faster. It's about understanding the hidden math. The simple act of angling your boat on blue ice turns a good method into the fastest consistent option for overland travel. That's the power of looking at the numbers instead of just what feels right. So, for the first side by side, we have just normal diagonal sprinting. So it may look pretty fast, but it's not really that fast, to be honest with you guys. So this averages a speed of 7.9 blocks per second. Then we've got horse on flat ground. This averages a speed of about 8 to 9 blocks per second. So this is faster than normal sprinting. Moving on, we've got boat on ice. We can already tell this is way faster than the last two methods. So blue ice, which is faster than regular ice, averages a 65 to 72 block per second. This is normal ice. It's fast, but not as fast as blue ice. This one averages about 35 blocks per second. Moving on, elytra plus fireworks and elytra plus Riptide 3. So starting off with elytra plus fireworks, it can hit a BPS of 100 plus blocks. It's pretty useful, but every flight second the elytra takes 1 damage, so you can't fly pretty far. Then, moving on to the elytra plus Riptide 3 is pretty useful, but only works when it's raining or a thunderstorm occurs, or you're just wet, or you're in water or whatever. So this one is a pretty good method because it has a BPS of 170 to 230 plus blocks. But the downside is, as said, it only works while it's raining. So the winner by far is the angled blue ice boat highway, because for any long distance trip where you want consistent speed without relying on weather or running out of rockets, it's the best because you could use it anytime. So the winner is the blue ice boat highway by far. That's it for this video. If you want the next one, where we use the full damage formula to figure out what actually protects you the most in Minecraft, drop a comment saying protect. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.